Hey there everybody, it's Mark Crilly. I'm back with another How to Draw tutorial. Before I get started, I want to make a quick announcement about my next project. I mentioned in my last video that I found a publisher for my next series of graphic novels, and that publisher is Dark Horse Comics. Those of you who are into comics, you're going to know that name. They're one of the biggest American comic publishers. They do all the Star Wars comics. They did Sin City, Hellboy. The list goes on and on. So it's a real honor to be published by them, and the first book in the series could be out as soon as next summer. And I will be giving you lots and lots of more information about that in future videos. But for now, let's get on with this video. I want to do a video about how to draw a certain type of pose. I call it the ready to fight pose. And I think once you see it, you're going to know what I'm talking about. It's a pose that you see fairly often in comics. I'm beginning by making some light guidelines, and I just want to say right now that this is not going to be all about anatomy. This is just kind of a quick, down and dirty way of getting to this particular pose. And so I'm not going to be talking all about the anatomy or even the proportions. I'm just going to give you some quick guidelines that allow you to get to this particular pose that you can use for, all kind, your own characters or drawing other people's characters. I just think it's a great kind of tough-looking pose that can be used for lots of things. So you can see that I started by drawing this kind of odd-looking X hourglass kind of a shape, I guess you would call it. And notice that the triangle at the top is just a little bigger and it's sort of leaning over to one side. Otherwise, pretty close to just a balanced X shape. That's going to be the structure that we build this on. Now, I'm going to put a couple of dots right around the middle of this top triangle, and I'm going to make a pretty straight line right down between this point and this point. Over here, the line is not going to be nearly so straight. I'm going to kind of curve it in. It's coming down and then curving across down to here. Believe it or not, this is all the structure for a human body. Down here, this bottom triangle, we're kind of turning it into a weird teepee shape. I don't know if that helps you remember this, but you get a kind of a triangle in here, filling up, I don't know, what is that, a third maybe? A fairly large triangle that's filling in that shape. That's going to give you the space between the legs, believe it or not. Over here, we're going to start to indicate arms. I'm coming down with two fairly straight lines. And then the elbow is coming in. Well, let me give you a quick little guideline here because you want to know where the hands are going to end. So let's draw a line right across here, very near the top of that triangle, smaller triangle that we just drew. That shows you where the hands are going to be, where they're going to stop. And so then I can go back to here where I've indicated the elbow, about halfway, the top part of the arm, the lower part of the arm, the forearm, about half and half between those 2 points. And I'm putting in just a loose little triangular shape where the fist is going to go. Now over here, this is kind of weird, but I think what we need to do is kind of cut off a little bit of this triangle. So I'm taking just a little tiny bit off of there, because otherwise his shoulder ends up too long. Otherwise, it's a pretty good guideline for what we want to do. And I'm putting in the other arm, a couple of lines coming down here. This down here is a pretty complicated shape. I can't give you any tricks for how to get to it. With practice, if you want to draw a hand in this position, you will be able to figure this out, but I can't give you, it would take the whole rest of the video for me to break that down into its individual lines and so forth. I'm trying to keep this video fast. Let's drop in the head real fast. Remember that triangle up here. If this is the halfway point, the head is actually going to come a little bit over to one side of that halfway point. He's kind of got his head cocked over, this guy, glaring at his enemy. And I'll go ahead and put just one line across here. That's where the eyes are eventually going to go. Let's jump down here, do the legs. At this point, there is a very slight, gentle curving line that comes down. That's one of the legs. And over here, a kind of a reverse S shape. Very gentle reverse S shape. Over here, this line continues actually pretty straight down from that first line, maybe kind of coming in just a little bit down here. And then again, another, this time it wouldn't be the reverse S shape, it would be a very, very gentle S shape line over here. We get down to the feet, and again, I can't give you super nifty little tricks for how to draw the feet. That could be a whole other video. I think I probably should do one. But suffice to say, with practice, you can figure out how to draw the feet in this position. And believe it or not, we're pretty much there for the good basic structure of this pose I call the ready to fight pose. Now what I want to do, and some people might not like this, but I'm not going to sit here and draw each and every line of detail. I am going to do all in time lapse. All the detailed lines that can show you how this basic pose can be used to create a pretty cool drawing of my character. It's going to be the character from my upcoming series, the one that I mentioned earlier. So we're just going to kick it into time-lapse for now and watch and enjoy, hopefully, as I finish off this drawing. All right, so we're pretty much done with things here. I know, a lot of people are going to watch this video and say, dude, you fast-forwarded through the hardest part, adding all those details. Yeah, true enough. I think to keep this video at a reasonable length, I did feel like I had to sort of do one or the other, the structure, which is what I showed you in this video, or the details. And so if you want me to do a video about the details, let me know, and possibly even with this exact same pose, I could do a second video in which we, just have the structure in place, and then I spend the whole video talking about adding the details. If you'd like to see that, go ahead and let me know. I'm just going to keep adding a little more detail, or shading, I guess I should say, to this to finish it off. And again, thanks to everyone who has subscribed and stuck with me through quite a long time. Those of you who know my videos from the last couple of years know that I have been seeking a publisher for this project for quite a while. And there was a time when I really had almost given up hope for it. And so it really is great to see it come back in such a big way. I began my career in comics, being published by a smaller company called Sirius Entertainment, and for me it's a thrill all these years later to now be published by Dark Horse, publisher of one of the comics that I'm most a fan of, Usagi Yojimbo by Stan Sakai. If you haven't checked that out, by all means you should. Otherwise, I think I'm kind of done with this video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hate to do this, but I always have to thank people who have bought my book, Miki Falls. Your support allows me to keep doing what I'm doing, especially those of you who ask the store to special order it. If you don't find it on the shelf, that is much, much appreciated. But let's go ahead and lay the pencil down. I really do hope that you found this video useful, and whether you did or you didn't, I'll be back with another one real soon.